All right, and here we are again. Welcome back, everybody. And hello to Bill. We're glad you're here. Let's look at what we're doing to try to make these blocks more real. And I have turned on the hidden geometry, so now we'll turn that off. Okay, and it may be reasonable to actually draw something here for you in the middle of the program. There. So now we've got a block. We'll make it a little bit bigger. And then we'll take this block that we just created and we'll make this block a group. Then we have this other program that we can pick where that program will add rounding of the edges and corners of this block, and it just gives you all these options. And we'll pick 120, and if we like it, we let it do it. Okay, and so now we've rounded off the edges of this block on a line of 120. Okay, then we have this texture, and just to keep everyone from getting mixed up. All right, so here's the original texture of the SUC, and this is over here is actually the texture that you can download from the internet. SUC Old Brick 33. So we'll go back over here to this block that we just made. And we'll make him SUC Old Brick 33. And then now we've got that, and we're going to make a new one, and we'll call it just give it a name. So there it is. So we don't want to mess around with the original one. So now we're going to go over here and make this one and say okay to it. And then we have to go find it. There it is, V5. So we've put V5 on there, and we can edit V5. Okay, and so we'll say to colorize it. And you can lighten it up and try to get some more of that yellow coloration into it. And you can see that this is just a process where you have to just fight with it till you get it where you like it. And that's starting to look a little bit like the yellow of that church. And you can see where you just have to mess around and mess around and mess around and mess around, and then you get the yellow of the church. Okay. And I'm just kind of chewing up some time doing this to let you see that you can do it. Now, once we got that color, okay, we want to alter the size of that scale, and that almost got the concrete lines out of there. So let's make this 32. And that didn't do it, so we'll make it 40. That didn't do it, so we'll make it 50. That's because this block is so big. There, see? The block is now a nice color, a nice material that doesn't have concrete lines in it for you. Okay, and the final thing we can do with this block is to bring in this control where we add some smoothing. And so we have this nice block. Okay. There it is. Rounded edges. And the final thing we want to do to try to make some reality here is to add hidden geometry. There's that. Then we want to go up here and subdivide this. There's one. There's another one. There's another one. Maybe one more. Okay, so we've subdivided this block. And then we have a little drawer device that will add some roughness or scaling out of the block. Okay. And this gives the block some, it just makes it not uniformly the same. It's the poor man's version of the problem that we're having with our blocks to try to make them real. Okay, so now you can see here that we have a block, and we'll turn off hidden geometry and we'll back away from it a little bit, and there it is. Okay, and so that's a block that we created that has a certain type of coloration, a certain type of texture, a certain type of rounding, and a certain type of dimensionality to it. And this turns into the block that we're going to use to try to create this church. The final thing that we'll discuss in just a second here is we're going to talk a little bit about the church that we actually decided to make. And that's our next discussion.